How's everyone doing? Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Hope you're alright, guys. Gonna drop another video. Gonna go off crime a bit today, but still sort of in and around crime, but like off the subject a bit, but still like involved with crime and stuff and blah blah blah. Right. As you can tell from the pictures at the beginning of the video, I used to work in security. I've done everything from security guarding, static guarding, working shops including Selfridges, USC, not UFC, USC used to be a clothes shop here in Manchester. I've worked everywhere. I've done doors and I've even done security for celebrities, right? Like I did security from the wrestlers from America, the WWE. It was probably 8-9 years ago now. Probably hold on, about 8 years ago. Yeah, and I did security for the wrestlers from America, right? Obviously, you've seen the size of the guys. They tower over me. They don't need security. What it was, I was working at the Printworks in Manchester as security. I'd finished my shift, and the managers asked us to stay on, just to walk around with the guys because they was in the Printworks. They was going for food. They were going to the gym. Some of them were drinking, right? And people were kicking off with them and like scroats and stuff, scallies here in Manny going, "Oh mate, I'll fight you." Like you've got the Big Show there. You've got CM Punk, who now fights in the UFC. You've got Bobby Lashley, who, like I say, he was in the WWE at the time. He's now a cage fighter. I think he fights on Bellator. You've got Rob Van Dam, who now wrestles in other wrestling promotions. You've got Ashley Mazzaro, who's the blonde lady there. She was in Playboy. She was in WWE as a diva, which is like the female wrestlers. I've done security for, like, you see pictures. I think there's pictures of Will Meller at the beginning. Like I did security for Will. I was at security. He was when he was at the boxing and stuff. I've met him numerous times on the club circuit. The Garage Legends, DJ Luck and MC Nee. You've got Denise Welsh. Not all of them I've done security for. Some of them were just pictures on the door and stuff. But other ones I have done security for, the wrestlers being one of them and stuff. We went for food with them, was in the gym with them, so on and so forth, guys. They was down for 3 days and ended up doing a lot of work with them. Then I've obviously worked the nightclub doors and stuff. Now I've worked doors from Manchester to Blackpool to Oldham to Ashton, Staley Vegas, which is Staley Bridge. I've worked in, what's that place? Up near Lancaster. I've worked in Batley in West Yorkshire. I've worked in Huddersfield. I've worked everywhere, guys. I've done doors everywhere, right? When I was a bouncer and stuff, like, I've not done doors for a few years yet, but when I was a bouncer, right, I was a popular bouncer, right? All bouncers have got popular and stuff, and every venue regulars, they've always got the favourite bouncer and stuff. The reason that I got a good like rapport with the like people where I've worked and stuff. Anyone that's been in a venue that I've worked, I'm not a bully, right? I'm a 6 foot. I was bullied as a kid, right? It'll be very, as I've grown older and stuff, I've come into this big fucking 6'4", like 20 stone guy. But I've never been a bully, and I never will be a bully, and I can handle myself. But I don't need to. Because I've got a bit of power. There's two sorts of bouncers, right? You've got the safe ones that it's just a job and they enjoy it and it's a laugh and they want to have a laugh with his customers. Then you've got the ones, right, that they've got an SIA badge. They think and they become bullies in a way, right? Because they've got a bit of power, they want to exert it. They like to belittle people, talk down to people. Not all bouncers are like that. Like I say, you do get the odd dickheads. You guys are going to comment and stuff. Tell me what your incidents are with bouncers and stuff. Like I say, my personal one is being a man of the people and being a common kid, street kid from Manny. My attitude was, right, if someone come to my door, whether it was 7 foot or they was fucking 3 stone wet through, I would speak to them with the same respect I'd want to be spoken to. Like, the end of the day, I've been the pissed up person that I'm kicking out, right? So I need to remember this when I'm dealing with them, right? If you put yourself, if anyone's going to start working doors or something, put yourself in your customer's shoes. You've been the pisshead. You've been the one that's probably been kicked out. You've been the one that's probably had too much to drink. Treat your customers like you would like to be treated yourself, right? And like I say, by doing so, it's earned me a lot of friends, right? Like I say, I've worked for big companies. I won't mention companies. Like I say, I've worked in big clubs in Blackpool, big super clubs in Blackpool. Not the one you're thinking of, by the way, because I know what you're all going to say. Everyone says the same club off the bat. It's closed down. I didn't work there. It was another club on the promenade that I worked at on the front. Like I say, through doing the doors, I've met some top work. I've worked with some of the hardest men you've ever fucking meet, right? And I've also worked with some of the hardest women you could ever want to cross as well. Women in the door trade, some of them don't like it. Personally, I do, because females, when they fight, right, they're bad, yeah. Fuck me. You think blokes are bad, yeah, with ease, yeah. Fuck me. Women will use anything, mate. They'll pull out hairspray, trying to spray you like it's CS gas. They be using the stilettos, like they've been wearing these fuck off 7, 8 inch, 6 inch fucking high heels. They're trying to embed them in your head, right? They be fucking scratching. They're trying to pull your hair. Well, you fuck, cause I ain't got none, right? So it goes on, guys, right? Working the doors for the customers that think, oh, all bouncers are dickheads, right, and blah, blah, blah. No, they're not at all. They've got a very hard job to do, right? Imagine babysitting pissheads for a living, right? When people are pissed, they're always right. They're never in the wrong, right? You knock people back and they tell you every reason under the sun, right? Like I say, I've met some of the best people ever by doing the doors. I've met celebrities. Like I said, I've done security for celebrities and stuff like that, quote unquote celebrities. Yeah, it's a very hard job, guys. You've got things like you've got Mad Friday, which is the last Friday before Christmas, right? Everyone gets off work early. Everyone hits the booze, and they hit the booze hard, right? Bouncers, it's a very, very dangerous job, right? I always wear a bullet. I don't do doors now. I always used to wear a bulletproof vest because I've been shot at many years ago here in Manchester at the back of a gang club, which was called, it used to be called Club Havana, then it was Pressure, then it was Hidden. I worked when it was Hidden. It was called Hidden Nightclub on the high street, where the trams go through town towards, in between, what's it fucking called, Shoedale and Market Street. Yeah, there's a club on the left there. Yeah, I think they now hold indie nights or something like that. A lot of security companies are owned by gangsters or criminal hardmen and stuff. It's well known, it's well documented and stuff. That's not no secret, yeah, man. The SIA coming in, we did a lot of the. Do you know what? Yeah, the SIA. I don't really like it, right? Now, you've got a lot of old school bouncers, right, that have been put out of a job or have to work illegally because of the SIA, right? Anyone can get a badge these days. You go in, I've come across, when I worked in the gay village in Manchester, people think the gay village is all, oh, hello, right? And it's dead pink and camp and everything. Load of bollocks, mate. One of the roughest fucking areas for crime I've seen was in the gay village. I used to work on Canal Street and I used to work on Bloom Street, right, which is on a back street, full of drug dealers, full of, a kid got nearly stabbed to death on St. Patrick's Day. You've got Hug a Mug, which is where people, you'll be pissed, right? Someone that's working the street as a mugger, right, will come up to you, they'll hug you, and then they put their hand in a pocket, they've had your phone off and your wallet off. Beware of them, guys, and everything when you're out and about, yeah, it does go on. But yeah, like I say, working as a bouncer is a very dangerous job. You've got gangsters, you've got, obviously I've been involved with the criminals and the gangsters and the gangs and everything, right? But then for those that don't know, like if you grip up a gang member, right, it's classed as disrespect, and just for that alone, right, you can be shot dead. I mean, the club that I used to work at, Hidden in Manchester, right, they actually had it so that when people used to come into the club, right, they'd have a turnstile. Right, then you go like through a metal detector. You'd be wanded. You put all your stuff on the side, proper like a prison sort of prison style security to get into a club. Because the club was downstairs, all the hallway and everything going into the club was all bulletproof and stuff. And then you'd put your money into like a tray. And someone would be sat in the, like you get the petrol stations at night where you put your money on the thing and then they pull it through the drawer and then they buzz you in. That's a sort of security, and that it was behind reinforced bulletproof glass so they didn't get robbed. They used to have to put padlocks around the fucking the fridges with all the Cristal and the Dom Perignon and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's all, like I say, gangsters. I've worked for gangsters on a door and stuff. And like I say, there was one of them was shot dead a few years ago. God bless him, may rest in peace. Um, yeah, the first door I ever did was in a lap dance, a titty bar in Oldham. First fucking hell, imagine that, yeah. Early 20s, right? Not long. I've been out of the army. I've been homeless. I got back up on my feet. I got my door badge off, all off my own back, right? And the first door I ever done was a titty bar, mate. I was buzzing. And the thing is, rather than being on a door, I used to just stand upstairs, and I just have to stand there, right, watching girls get their tits out, fake tits, big tits, real tits, whatever you want to call them. Titties everywhere, but I was sick of seeing tits. That's how many I seen. And I was getting paid like £10 an hour. The money's not really gone up that much. It's always about £10, £12 an hour. Your head doorman can get 15, 70, between 15 and about 20 quid an hour, depending on the size of the venue and so on and so forth. But yeah, so I came into it just by doing this titty club. And then, like I say, I've worked rough bars. I prefer working rough bars because like the people are better. You come across better sorts of people. I don't like snobby wine bars where it's like, no, you don't speak to me like that. I remember one kid, yeah, and it's called Revivals, and it was in Oldham. It was a 70s and 80s bar, right? And some old guys like, listen, mate, you're only a lad. You're still wet behind the ears. I said, listen, you little dickhead, I've been in the army. I said, don't chat to me like I'm some sort of dickhead, yeah, mate. If I want you to hear from an arsehole, I'd fucking fart now. Get out the fucking club. And that was it. I weren't a bully. I've never been a bully, guys, right? Like I say, you're dealing with pissheads, right? And pissheads will argue the toss over the smallest thing. Right? Now, I used to get pissheads coming out for fags and stuff, and fuck me, all they do, anyone that's worked the doors will know, you just get pissheads chatting to you all night thinking, oh my God. You get pissed up girls, like, just trying to chat onto you, like queuing up to get in the club, and they're chatting onto you, like wanting to know your life story and everything, just to get in for free. And it's like, listen, baby, it's free entry. You don't have to waffle all that macco to me, right? It's free to get in. You're sweet, right? Bam, that's it. Oh, just epic times, man. Serious. It's a dangerous job for anyone that's thinking about going into it. You've got to go into it with your eyes wide open and stuff. Some people carry weapons. Some people carry CS gas. Some people carry knives. I've got a few knife incidents. Like, you can't really see it there, but I've got a knife scar there on my hand. Got one there as well on the side of my finger. All through knives and stuff, and like people pulling scalpels and drug needles, and I've had everything, man. Just like every doorman, has its ups and its downs. When you're part of a decent door team and stuff, you can have some great laughs with some great people. I remember once I was working a club it's called Billy Rocks, and it was on Portland Street here in Manchester. It's now an all-you-can-eat buffet. And there was a big black kid that used to work with us, right? I think he was African or something, yeah. Big, you know that guy John Coffey in the Green Mile? Excuse me, boss, right? Well, him, yeah, it was the size of him, right? And it kicked off on the door, right? And I've got some kid there, I choked some kid out, yeah. It went off, yeah, and with a group of lads, yeah, as it does, usual shit, usual fucking Saturday night. I was literally, yeah, end up with this kid. I've got this kid choked out, right? I was lay on the floor with this kid. I've choked him out. The fucking black guy, right, stepped over me and walked away. And I was like, what the fuck, me? And then we dealt with the issue, yeah, we sorted it. And then at the end of the night, the black kid come over there. He ended up hiding in the toilets, yeah. And he tried to shake all our hands at the end of the night. Listen, mate, it won't be working again, you pussy. And that was it. It was gone. Just because someone's big doesn't mean they can all necessarily fight. Like I say, he walked off. He looked the part, but when it kicked off, it wasn't the part. Bouncer wise, you've got like things where it's pull a pig. Like if it's the end of the night and the lads are the bouncers are all like betting with each other, saying, "Oh, I bet you can't pull her, I bet you can't." So they'll go after the ugly girl and stuff like that. And you've got people coming up to me, like you get dickheads coming up to you. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Listen, mate, if you don't know who you are, how the fuck are we supposed to know, mate? Jog on, right? But yeah, it goes on, guys. But like I say, there's some of the best people you ever meet in your life is when they've been on nights out and stuff. And like I look through my Facebook and stuff, and like the pictures and the memories and the laughs and stuff and the kickoffs and stuff. I wasn't there to fight. Some people do the doors because they want to go hands on. I don't really like going hands on unless I can help it. I've had some bad situations. There was one kid, there's only one guy that I've ever apologised to, and I knocked him spark out, was when I was doing a door at Legends. I was the head doorman at Legends in Ashton, Underline, right? Anyone that knows Legends, back in the day, Legends, Ashton, it was a rough old club, right? Full of gang members, which I've gone into previous. I became involved with a certain gang, blah, blah, blah. But there's one kid, yeah, there was an incident in the toilet, someone had been bottled, yeah. Now, the guy I was working with was a little Italian guy, couldn't fight for shit, and used to just get pissed on shift. So it was, I literally was I felt like I was technically working on my own. So I've gone into the toilet and there was a kid laid out, claret everywhere. His wig had been split wide open, and I've gone to go and get like the first aid kit, and there's this kid standing there in the door, like huffing and puffing, all in black, right? And I said, mate, please move. And he weren't, and he clearly wanted to fight. I ended up smashing him, knocked him out. He fucking fell in a Z shape down a wall, and then I ended up carrying him outside unconscious. Right, left him, put him in recovery position, just left him there, and then his mate said, "Look, like he just buried his fucking his nana." My nana, right, was my life, right, and I felt guilty, man. So he was there. I felt so bad, right. I laid him out, right, but I actually said to him, "Look, I wouldn't have hit you if you wouldn't have been in my way." I said, "God bless your nana, may she rest in peace." I said, "I'm so sorry to hear about your nana." He broke down crying. Anyway, he ended up going to hospital. His jaw was broken, right? That was that. He came back a few weeks later. He apologised and we were sweet. I bought him a drink, everything else. Right, yeah, guys. So like I say, this is just talking about the doors and stuff like that. Some of the people you meet, dangers, fighting, and just my life on the doors, really. Right, guys, gonna leave it here. As always, like, comment, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what your incidents have been with balances and stuff like that. What are your thoughts, what are your opinions, and all that good stuff. I'll speak to you all soon. All right, bye.